Hi guys, so I'm starting this tutorial today for absolute beginners in crocheting, and I have with me a 6mm hook, and I have a piece of leftover thread that I will be using for this demonstration. This video will focus on chaining, slip stitching, and single crochet in just a straight line. So let's begin with the chain. So to begin with, I'm going to make a knot before I can make my chains, and this is how I make a knot. I hold the thread, the ending, you can see where it ends and where the rest is. I hold the thread and then take it around my finger, my index finger, and then I will pull this loop up and pull it through, and there we have a knot. And the best thing about this knot is that once you do it like that, then you can easily pull to adjust how tight you want it to be. So to make a chain, you simply loop, you put your crochet hook through the thread and pull it out. And again, I will show you again, and take it and pull it out. So you can see I have with me here 20 crochet chains. We're going to see now how to make a single crochet. I already have a line of 20 chains that I made in the beginning, and now I am going to turn these chains. I am going to plant single crochets on each one of them. So again, I will roll enough thread, as much as I can support on my index finger, and then I will proceed to make the single crochets. So inside these chains there is a space for every chain, and what we are going to do is we are going to insert into this every one of these to create a single crochet. I am going to skip the first one because I do need this to be a transition to this row, otherwise I will have a very stiff project and I won't have decent layers. So you skip the first one, and on the second one I'll insert my hook, pull up a loop, and I will take the yarn again and pull it through, and that is our first single crochet. So I will show it again. On the next one, keeping this tension as light as possible, I will put my crochet hook through and pull up the thread. This is called a loop, and then I will get the thread again and pull it through, and that is our second single crochet. And again, on the next chain hole, I will pull my hook through, and then I will pull this thread up and close it off, and again go down and pull up a loop, collect and pull through. Is that you are making a single crochet. So go ahead and make it to the end of this row, and I'll meet you back there. I have made it to the end of the chains. I have one last chain here left. You can see I wanted to show you guys how the last chain looks. It's right next to that knot we made in the beginning. So I'm also going to insert here, pull up a loop and close off the loop. Remember, we did all these 20 chains to make the single crochet, and now I'm going to make one chain, and I'll make a chain and turn my work around. And now we are going to crochet through these spaces. If you pull your work apart, you see there are these openings that are on top of your project. You can also turn them this way and see them as chains. So we are going to crochet again, just like we did in the beginning. We are going to crochet within these chains. So within each chain we are going to repeat again and make an equal number of single crochets. So I am going to do that again. I'll start with the very first one. I insert my hook, pull up a loop and pull it through. I'll insert my hook, pull up a loop, pull up a thread and pull it through. Insert my hook, pull up a loop, pull up a thread and pull it through. And I am going to keep doing that all the way until I reach the end of this circle, until I reach the end of this line. I am at the end and you can see that there is a space here. I wanted to show you guys how the last space looks like. So that means we are going to crochet between this chain here, these two threads that would make a chain. So I will insert my hook right here and through, and you can see it has gone through the second thread of the chain and pull up a loop and pull thread and close it. And again you will chain one and turn it around. And do not worry that it's folding a little bit. It's because it doesn't have structure of its own yet, but this is how it looks like. So you can keep practicing and make as many rows as you want, as long as you want it or as short as you want it. And so I have repeated this 7 times, and this is how the single crochet pattern will look like. I'm at the end of the project and I'm going to make my chain 1 and turn my project. So to slip stitch, a slip stitch is just a little different from a single crochet. A slip stitch is when I'll pull up a loop, pull it through, and instead of pulling the thread to take through as I do in a single crochet, I'll just pull it through and take it all the way back. This may be a bit hard because it's the first one, and there it is. I will demonstrate on the second one. Again, I'll just pull up a loop and pull that loop straight without pulling another loop from the thread. So I will go under the stitch, pull up a loop and then pull the loop straight out. Again, because this is a tricky way to turn the it's usually harder to pull this thread through, so I suggest you pull your hook slightly to the facing down like this, and that makes it easier to pull up the loop. So to begin with, my loop is like this, so I will go through, pull up a thread, and then I will turn it around and pull through, and that makes it easier for it to come through without being split or without being stuck in between. So go ahead and try to make your slip stitches until the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. If you made it this far, congratulations, you just made your first tiny little crochet thing that we don't have a name for, but it is a thing that you made, and that means you can now you can make a knot, you can chain, you can single crochet, and you can slip stitch. and with time you can learn a lot of things that you can use these stitches for. Keep practicing.